Welcome back. Now that you understand the basics of podcasting, let's talk about some of the gear that you'll need to get started. Whether you're just beginning or you're upgrading your setup, we'll be covering everything from cameras to microphones, lighting, and editing software. So, let's break it down. First, let's talk about a camera for video podcasts. You'll need a camera that provides a sharp and clear video. Depending on your budget, you can use anything from a simple smartphone to a DSLR or mirrorless camera. For people who don't know, a DSLR or mirrorless camera, like a Canon EOS series or a Sony Alpha series, gives you a professional look with great depth of field. For beginners, something like a Logitech C920 webcam is a budget-friendly option, which is the simplest option possible. But keep in mind, higher quality cameras will give your podcast that polished professional look. Now on to audio. We have to remember that audio is just as important as video when it comes to podcasting. For clear, high quality sound, a good microphone is a must. There are a few options depending on your budget. USB microphones, like the Blue Yeti, are easy to use and great for beginners. They're budget friendly and they plug directly into your computer, so there's no need for any extra equipment. For a more professional setup, a condenser mic like the Audio-Technica A2020 or a dynamic mic like the Shure SM7B provides amazing sound, but requires an audio interface like the Focusrite Scarlett 2Y2 or a Rodecaster. Now, here is an example of a mic that would need an audio interface, and at the bottom of the mic right here you would see the import, and this import is where you would put your XLR cord, which then runs into your audio interface. Now, we all know lighting is essential for video podcasts. Good lighting can make or break your video quality if you want to look sharp and well lit on camera. I recommend using grids, softboxes, or ring lights. For example, this is something that you could use on your light to give you a softer feel. Softboxes give you a soft, even light, while ring lights are great for a flattering look, especially if you're filming up close. You don't need to break the bank. A simple ring light can cost as little as $30, while softboxes are available in various price ranges. But always make sure to position the light at a 45-degree angle to your face for the best results. Next up is a piece of equipment that goes unnoticed but plays a very pivotal role in the podcasting process, and that would be headphones. You'll want a pair of high quality closed back headphones to monitor your audio during the recording and editing process. This ensures that you catch any unwanted noise or distortion while you're recording. So don't bypass the importance of having some headphones on set. Next, we'll transition into editing software. After you've recorded your podcast, it's time to edit. Whether you're working with video or just audio, editing software is key. For video podcasts, programs like Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut are industry standards, but you can also use programs like CapCut and DaVinci Resolve. Now, if you're saying to yourself, well, what if I have an audio podcast and I don't do visuals? For audio podcasts, I recommend Adobe Audition or GarageBand for Mac users. These tools will help you fine-tune your audio, remove unwanted noise, and add music or sound effects. Now, for more professional podcast setups, let's talk about video switchers. A video switcher allows you to seamlessly switch between different camera angles, video sources, and other visual elements during your podcast. Depending on your scale of production, you can opt for something as simple as a software-based switcher or a dedicated hardware switcher. For beginners, software options like OBS Studio or vMix offer great versatility without breaking the bank. But if you're aiming for a more professional setup, a hardware switcher like the ATEM Mini Pro or Roland V1 HD will give you more reliability, advanced features, and a more polished look, making your video podcast run smoothly with multi-camera angles and graphic transitions. we've broken down some of the essential and basic pieces of equipment that you would need as a videographer in podcasting. Now, let's break down a beginner's podcast setup versus a pro podcast setup. For beginners, as I previously stated, I would recommend something like a Logitech C920 webcam or an iPhone, a Blue Yeti USB microphone, and a basic ring light. Now, this can set you back around $200 to $300, but it'll get you started in your podcasting journey. And then you can advance your equipment as you move along. But say you say to yourself, hey, I would like more of a professional setup initially right off bat. Then you want to invest into a DSLR or mirrorless camera, a higher end microphone like the Shure SM7B, and more advanced lighting gear like softboxes or LED panels. These setups can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, but they'll take your podcast to the next level, especially from a visual perspective. I know that budgeting is essential for creators, especially when you're starting a new process such as a podcast. So, I always want you guys to remember that your podcast setup doesn't have to cost a fortune. Here is a basic breakdown of what you can expect to spend. A beginner setup with the camera, microphone, lighting, and headphones can run you around $400 to $600. If you're looking to step up your game with professional gear, then you're looking at a budget of about $1,500 or more. Of course, it's all about finding the right balance for your needs and your budget. In conclusion, this video covers the essential gear for starting your podcast. I want you guys to remember that the right equipment depends on your goals and your budget. But start simple, upgrade as you grow. In the next lesson, we'll cover up how to set up your podcast studio to get the perfect recording environment. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow us for more tips on podcasting and videography. See you in the next video.